father wasn't hearing it, then he started covering for David. He started spying for David. He started telling David, hey, listen, you don't want to come today because my daddy is crazy. So, you know, you just stay back there. They had their little secret codes and everything else that, you know, if it was okay to come, then you come on into the palace or whatever. If my dad acting crazy, you stay behind. I mean, you just go on somewhere. It got so bad when Saul issued a decree that he was going to kill David, that Jonathan told him to go hide. David went to the cave of Adullam, and he went and hid. Now Jonathan saw where David was going, and Jonathan also saw himself on ruling beside David, so he had the vision. But Jonathan never did go into that cave and stay with David, now did he? When David left the cave and went to the wilderness, Jonathan saw where he was going, but he didn't go out into the wilderness, did he? He would go out there and give David instructions and give him some directions and even give him a little bit of money and kind of take care of him and give him some food and stuff like that. He said, look, Buzz, I got your back. Now David and Jonathan was in covenant with each other. And the covenant was, I got your back, you got my back. I take care of your kids, you take care of my kids. Something happened to me, oh, blah, blah, blah. You know what a covenant is. Well, he saw the vision. He understood that his father was the old order and that David was the new order. But what he did not do was sacrifice himself to see the vision come to pass. He wanted to do the vision behind the scenes or still in the palace. He didn't want to get too uncomfortable. You understand? We have people in the church right now that understand that there is a new movement of God. They see it, they support it, they talk about it, but at the same time they won't leave the status quo. Why? Because it's what they know, and they think that as long as they're on the inside of this thing, they can work something out. See, Jonathan didn't come into the cave with David because he thought if he stayed in the palace, then therefore he would do David more good than being there with him. But who came out there with him? See, what's happening is the remnant is a band of misfits. Understand me well. There's people who have been misunderstood, people who have been used and abused, people who don't really have that much going for them, people who have been alone, people who see something that other people don't see and seeing a vision, and they said, oh my God. They saw the men in the cave of Adullam. They call them the 400 men of valor. These are 400 men that went out there. They said that they were in debt, that they was, you know, just the lowest of the low. They saw in David something. They saw the vision. They saw where David was going. They believed in him. Some of them came along for the ride because they ain't had nothing else to do. It was either go to debtor's prison, you know, or something happened to them, or they just not be able to get fed. So they aligned themselves with David. They still saw something in him. And David took those men, those 400 men, and made them into mighty men of war, mighty men of valor. He took the nobodies. Understand me well, those that are remnant. He took the nobodies. See, you are on the back seat. You know, nobody don't know who you are. You know, you got a call on your life, and you're just sitting there waiting. And don't nobody really recognize you. Somebody come along and prophesy to you every now and then, you know. And they'll tell you where you're going, but you're saying, Lord, how long? My leader ain't even recognizing this about me. And so you have to be in the wilderness for a period of time. See, David understood where he was going, but he also understood that for a point in time, he was going to be outside of the order. Because, see, there was an old order that was passing away and a new order was coming, but the new order couldn't come until the old order passed. So when Saul was killed, then the new order, which was David on the throne, was put in place. See, we can see the passing of the old, and some of us think that we'll wait until the new come in and then we'll get on board, but we haven't gone through anything. We haven't gone through our wilderness experience. We hadn't stuck our necks out there. You understand what I'm saying? Because we're sitting here saying, I see the old passing away, and I understand this is kingdom. Religion is gone and kingdom is come. But at the same time, if I step out there, you know, outside of my religious order, I might get my neck chopped off. And that's what's happening in the body of Christ. There is a call of God to say, come out of Babylon. Come out of this religious system. But at the same time, we want to hold on to some of the old order. We want to bring it along with us. Understand? Or we think we can work behind the scenes within the system to bring the new into the old. But that's not going to happen. God is not even, he ain't even playing with that. He's like, you must be crazy. How you going to take the old order and bring it with it? It don't even match. It can't even coexist with each other. So what happened was, you had Jonathan, who saw the vision, understood a new order was coming, stayed in the old order, trying to bring in the new order, and then he ended up getting killed. How many have stayed in the old religious system and the old way of doing stuff, and then the vision that the Lord has given you has died? Because you stayed too long. How many of you feel like you about to die? And your vision may not have died yet, but you feel like you about to die if something don't give. Jonathan died trying to bring the vision to pass. He was killed along with his father. Saul tried to kill off the Philistines. He was fighting with them 40 years. He never did conquer them. It took David to come along and do so. And see, what happens is you're sitting here fighting a system that you think that as long as you fight that system and stay within that system, that eventually it'll change. It ain't. Because that system has to die off and a new system has to be put in place.